Hey, this is Ryan, and welcome to my channel. So, I've had my head down. I had to respond to my own challenge, and that is that challenge of not really finding the words yet to communicate what it is that I'm doing or what that vision is. So I had my head down. I thought about this deeply. I responded to the challenge. I created an essay, but then I thought that was way too long and convoluted. I tried to pull together all of my ideas and put them into some sort of solidified, congealed, consumable, digestible space. And still it was very long. So I've refined this and refined this. Then I kind of went down the roads of, well, everybody says you need to make a free ebook. You have to collect people's emails and all of this kind of stuff. I did that. It doesn't really feel right. I refined it again. I showed it to somebody else. I got some feedback. It was weird. I've come up with something which I think is actually way more authentic, way more on point, and saying precisely what I want to say unapologetically. I don't really care anymore if what I'm trying to say irks people. It's the truth. My experience in this space has shown me things. I've got, years and years, decades of scribbles, thoughts, interactions, ideas, conversations, emails, ponderings, thinkings, experiences, and working with the people in the design spaces, in the art world, in these various industries, in advertising, and all with this common theme, this niggling feeling somewhere deep down that over the last 2 decades, our creativity has just been under fire. I mean, it's not just the technology which is dumbing everybody down. It's not the technology which is consuming everybody and turning everybody into consumers. It's not just that. It was something else, but I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was. What is that collection of forces which is coming together, which is just dumbing everybody down and suppressing everybody's creativity? And so it's not just tech, it's not just bureaucracy, it's not just systems, it's not just stress and pressure and all of that stuff. It's also been this collection of cultural constructs which has just kind of have had everybody in a bit of a stranglehold, especially artists. And we saw this first kind of in the 80s and the 90s. Music, first of all, just becoming so homogenized, all beginning to kind of sound the same, all repeating the past, all the same old sounds. I mean, yes, there's amazing people doing new things, but that's the exception. I know people that do incredible things with music, but it's the exception. What I'm talking about is the big picture, the main topography of what we're going through. It's just this sort of dumbing down of the ability to really express ourselves with that creativity, to go deep and kind of like crack eggs, go into spaces which make a difference, which just kind of like disrupt. So what I've come up with is a guide, but it's actually being called a manifesto as well. And that is something that I've had to wrestle with a little bit. The word manifesto is quite difficult for some people. It has all of these old connotations. It can sound very big-headed. It can sound lofty. But when I review it, that's exactly what it is. It's like, what do we really need to manifest in the world in order to liberate the true depth of our creativity. So it's a bit of a wrecking ball, if I'm honest. I think it's going to piss people off. But it's authentic, it's true. It's stuff that I think everybody has to hear. Everybody has to understand. You can either kind of like discard it. You don't have to agree with it. You can critique it. You can burn it. You can take bits of it. You can throw the rest away. It doesn't really matter. It's a topography of what's going on at the moment and why people feel like their creativity is just suppressed. It gets to the point of why that's been happening. And unfortunately, it critiques the art world pretty heavily because it's become this institution which is all about commercializing and commodifying creativity. And true, deep creativity can't be commodified. It can't be commercialized because it's a process of deep exploration. It's not a product. You can create products. You can create snapshots of people's process. We can create a culture where people are supporting that financially, where people are getting behind that. But it's not happening from the auction houses. It's not happening from the places where a few collectors, a small circle of asset managers are really just dominating the financial landscape of creativity. So I'm going to release it now. I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to find ways to drip it out through the various channels. There's a download link somewhere. You'll find it. And it's going to be updated regularly, maybe even weekly, as little bits of other information come in. So download this version. I think we're on version 5 now. And let me know your thoughts. Okay. Thank you.